and all you VC WrestlePod nerds out there. And welcome to another rendition of the Takedown Troop, your weekly TNA review show here at BC WrestlePod Networking Syndicate Conglomeration Podcasting Thingamabob. We do every single day of the week, apparently, now, because we have no life. Just kidding. Listen, the amount of wrestling I consumed just last weekend alone was kind of crazy. We'll talk afterwards. But I am Mikey at El Jefe of BC WrestlePod, and we have a trio, a trifecta tonight for the TNA review. First and foremost, you can find him on my Wednesday double power hour reviews, which for NXT and CMLL, as well as here at TNA. We have Papa Oso in the building, which I'm so happy to have you here. Love you. It's going to be great. And then, of course, the other Will inside of our trifecta is the one of the radio free kind, and also happy to have him in the building tonight. So I'm glad both of you are here because we had fun last time. We're going to have fun tonight too.
Let us, as the kids say, get it.
Yes. Let us get it. Or however these cool kids say things. Be like, hey man, it's giving the energy of like anybody familiar with the ASAP moves. It's like, yo man, if you're like, I'm human, you go skateboard. Like what?
Skateboards.
Anyways, so we are here this evening to review the go home edition of TNA, which occurred last night on Thursday, September 25th. And of course, before we get into all of that, really quickly running through the announcements because we got a TNA and a predictions to get through. So we need to get through both of those in a timely fashion.
Predictions for a pay-per-view that is happening as we record this.
For real.
Thanks, TNA.
I love you, TNA, but these Friday pay-per-views is sometimes nuts. I'm just like, we're trying to do predictions, and they're going to go up tomorrow, but we're going to review it next week. Anyways, so as far as announcements goes, however you found us, whether it was through a friend, the algorithm, and you're like, hey, who are these weirdos reviewing wrestling? However you found your way to your page, please stay here because we love to have you and interact with you. And so that is why we humbly ask that you subscribe to our YouTube or follow us on Twitch or Kick, whatever your preferred platform is. But we also understand that viewing videos in a long format may not be for you. But if you still want to interact with us in a more short spans, if you will, you can follow us all over the social media sites at BC WrestlePod, where we do report cards for all the shows and the pay-per-views. We do the previews of said shows and sometimes the pay-per-view, and as well as some other stuff as well. So, yeah. Of course,
And I will preemptively apologize for making this video even more longer form as I've given my inability to shut up.
We're going to have some fun tonight. But of course, if you want to support us in a different way, financially, if you will, there are two methods to go about doing that. One is to buy some merch. I mean, you give us money, and you also get some cool merch in return. We're at bcwrestlepodshop.fourthwall.com. We have a whole bunch of merch, including our new fall collection and our Latino Heritage Month collection. And which, of course, everything that we do here at BC WrestlePod is tied to charities. So part of the proceeds of our fall collection and our Latino Heritage Month collection will be donated to charities. You can find all that information on the website itself. And of course, we also have a Kofi, no Kingston, however you want to pronounce it. So that little friendo will be making an appearance ever so often throughout this review. So if you feel inclined to donate to help us, keep the metaphorical lights on, as well as help pay for these pay-per-views out here and the literal lights too. Be like these. I was just like, I need electricity to charge all this, y'all. So let's keep this electricity going. But yeah, so link in the description of this video below, and links to those things will be in the chat as the episode goes on. Oh man, it's been a while since we're back. It's been a hot minute, my friend. Thank you. Yeah, thank you for being here. It's been a hot minute, and yeah, stick around because we're gonna talk a lot of things TNA and make our predictions for Victory Road, which, as radio has said, is going on right now. Thanks, TNA, for Friday pay-per-views. Oh, Lord. Alrighty, kids. Without further ado, let's just jump into it. I am going to give my thoughts really quickly before we dive into it segment by segment. Overall, and again, to echo what we were talking about, to echo radio here before we went on air. I don't know if it's because we got some booty episodes the last couple of weeks since Emergence. Like, Emergence was just tank. Just like, each episode just felt like a struggle to get through. I actually really liked this episode. I enjoyed myself. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, this was not, like I said, and like you said, not sure if they just, because they let the bar fall into hell, that they cleared it. Not a bad episode. I mean, I'm not gonna try to give it star ratings or anything like that, but yeah, no, all right.
I mean, I
It was
enjoyed it.
I had at least as good a time watching this as I would have watching my local indie fed.
You know what? I actually really enjoyed the iteration of this match. I think this is probably of course, all the X Division people have been in and out in different forms. Like, we talked at nauseum about how we have 3 members of the same faction versus Jake,
Yep.
which led to, so I was just like, okay, we talked at nauseum about that. But I actually really enjoyed this one. And I don't know if it's because, I don't know, it's tag team and we actually got to see the Rascals, who are technically a tag team, do tag team things. And of course, anytime I get to see Cedric and Leon work together is great. Which also tells me, be like, these 4 are going to be involved in some capacity at Victory Road.
So with this match, again, not a bad match by any stretch of the imagination. Did what it set out to do. Good job. My only qualm with it, and this has become something of a recurring qualm, is that it feels like there's no good guy or bad guy here. It's just kind of there's very little heat here. And I know they're trying to sort of like frame Cedric as a heel, but by keeping him in a tag team with Leon Slater, they're never going to be able to pull that trigger, you know? So while I was watching this, I was actually thinking, personally, I think it would be more interesting if they gave the Rascals a heel turn. Not that we need another heel faction in TNA, but it would be fun to, like, I think that would be an interesting, and I know this is a dirty word because Vince Russo ruined it back in the 90s, but I think it would be an interesting
Swerve, no Strickland. So, I mean, Papa, also to kind of get you in on the conversation. So we've been reviewing this long enough where we have seen a heel version of the Rascals, and we both kind of come to the agreement that we kind of like the heel Rascals a little bit better because it gave their characters something to do. So 2 questions for you, Papa. Number 1, what did you think of this match? And then number 2, do the Rascals need to have a change in character?
The match was pretty good. I enjoyed it because I love Trey Miguel. And I think the best kind of rascal is a nasty rascal. I don't think they were. I think they need to be heel forever. They're just too good at it. And when they were heel back in the day, all kinds of shenanigans were happening. I want them to go back to the spray cans and the, spraying in the face. And because that's where they make sense to me. Where they have it, and I know all of it with Trey being out, and and this, that, and the other, and blah, blah, blah. I think they've kind of lost touch of that because they've been so separated for so long as a tag team. I think it's going to take us a little bit of time to get back to that. I really kind of hope that we go back to that because, like I said, because you remember when they spray painted the titles? They like tagged the tag title belts. It was brilliant. It was wonderful, and I always used to gripe and moan about them because it's like, how can people fight these dudes and not know what's coming? Every single time they pull out the spray paint and spray their opponents in the eyes. And I was like, because they're the Rascals, that's why. And they're brilliant at it. And I think they need to go back there, and I think they just need to live there. Own it and be it. And anyone who tries to go into their lane, they take them out.
Yeah, I think, again, I am happy to see Trey back. It's because he's been out on injury. He's been slowly getting back in, kind of quote unquote, getting rid of the ring rust. But I am ready for Zach and Trey to kind of go to a different direction. I don't know how that's going to go, especially with Myron being here. And for who knows how long we have Myron. But you know what? I am here for it. This was fun. And yeah, even though it's happening right now, I'm looking forward to seeing Leon and Myron go at it later tonight. Which I was going to wait until predictions, but I found out that Leon and Myron are going to be main eventing the show, which is very, very nice. I'm like,
very cool.
I mean, granted, with everything that's happening, but I'm like, finally, Leon Slater gets the main event of pay-per-view. So I'll take where we can get. So can't wait. It's going to be a lot of fun. But this picture right here, I'm just like, that is me. It's just like, okay.
Jake, no thoughts.
Only beard and hands on hips and muscles. Be like, okay. I'll be like, hey. Which I'm not mad about. Frankie looks like a frat bro with his hat backwards. I'm like, what is this, Franklin?
I don't even know what was happening here.
Sure, Frankie did either.
I just kept staring at Jake the whole time.
I mean, fair. Ultimately, this kind of sets up what we were getting in our main event with, these two taking on Steve Macklin and, Anderson, which is crazy to me. I was like, that is a sentence I said in 2025. Crazy. But the crazy thing is that, okay, So I know I try not to bring other promotions in here, but I was like, I need the Frankie Kazarian that I saw at GCW. I don't know who this Franklin is on my screen right now. Like, I hate this version of Frankie Kazarian's TNA character. I need GCW that I saw this past weekend, Frankie, where he could be a heel, but just be a good heel. He's an amazing wrestler. Just like we got to get rid of this midlife crisis frat bro thing. Like, it's not doing any favors for Franklin over here. Get it together, Franklin. We will see these two in action a little bit later. Oh, I love you. You're great. So again, trying not to talk about other promotions, but because it is TNA, we kind of have to because they showed it on air. And me and Kilt talked a little bit about this on Wednesday when we reviewed NXT because we ended this past NXT's episode with the full TNA locker room coming out and brawling with the NXT one, which, we are setting up a TNA versus NXT pay-per-view, which is rumored, allegedly, to happen the week before Survivor Series. So this is looking to be in November. So it's like, oh, so we are going to get technically a TNA pay-per-view in November. Splendid, because we all know the November and December pay-per-views for TNA are always the best. They are so good. Like, we love them here all the time. Here's the thing.
I'm trying
Yeah.
sarcasm or not.
I mean, your guess is as good as mine. No, I'm just kidding.
Okay.
No, okay. So in all seriousness, I'm really excited because I think there's a couple of again, my personal number one match, everyone's like, oh, I want Moose and Obafemi. I'm like, forget that. I want to see Leon Slater and Javon Evans fight because that match would be banging. But I'm still excited for it. I'm like, you can't win them all, but I need TNA to win some of them. And at least certain stars do need to win. So there
is a bit of a concerning piece of news that I've heard recently regarding TNA and its potential relationship with NXT. TNA doesn't have any shows booked after Bound for Glory.
Well,
no tapings booked.
I'm trying to think. I think they announced something in November, December. I have to go. You know
Did
what?
they?
I'm gonna do my.
Okay.
Yeah, I think so.
That may be more. That may be more up to date. This piece of news, I think this was from. I got this. It must have been from Wrestle Talk. It was either Wrestle Talk or What Culture. In the last couple of days, things may have changed in a couple of days, but it's the last I had heard. There was nothing booked. TNA had nothing booked after Bound for Glory.
I have to double check. You might be right, but I'll double check as the show goes along. But yeah, so allegedly we are getting NXT versus TNA come November. So, and everything kind of seems will be taking place the next couple of weeks. And then according to reports, Bound for Glory is also going to be another developing point. So, gonna be interesting. So we shall see what happens with all of that. Why was this a thing? Like, Jody Threat deserves better. I'm just saying. And I didn't get a picture of her, but so this was a 4-minute match. Jody Threat, by all, means, which rightfully so, was just whooping on Victoria Crawford. I mean, duh. And we get a distraction because we get the return of everybody's favorite, Tessa Blanchard. So the diamond of TNA is back in, which was enough of a distraction for Victoria Crawford to capitalize to pin Jody Threat for the win. # justice for Jody.
Yep.
This was dumb.
And okay, I do not want to speak ill of someone who has clearly battled some demons and clawed their way back into, an industry that they clearly have a lot of love for. Victoria Crawford is terrible.
Give it to me. I'll say it.
She's so bad. And honestly, it's a level of bad. Like, it's not even ring rust. That's not ring rust. That is just, you're not a good performer. Like, there was one spot in particular that I'm sitting here like, she can't even react to a chop well. Because in wrestling, and you see it in every performer, whenever someone goes for a chop, they open up a little bit, right? That, that the area to, do the chop to the chest at. And Jody Threat's trying to do these rapid fire chops. There were a couple of the ropes when you should have got hung up there. It's she makes for a competent heel manager. Okay. I will give her that. The whole mentor thing, that has, I won't say it works yet, but it has potential to work as a heel manager gimmick. And if she workshops it, if she practices it a little bit, maybe it'll get there. But right now, she is, right now, she is to the knockouts division what Ryan Nemeth is to the men's division for me.
Oh my God, you are so right.
Just whenever she gets on the screen, it's like, oh my, do we really have to?
Oh my goodness. I mean, Papa, any additional thoughts?
It was awful. I'm not even going to like bless it with any words other than it was awful.
You have wasted my time, so you get
Yeah.
nothing. You lose.
Good
Good.
thing tonight that wasted my time.
Ooh, I think I know where we're going, so we're gonna talk about that a little bit later. But yeah, this was awful. Jody Threat deserves better. Like, this knockouts division. Well, currently, this knockouts division is kind of in turmoil right now with everything going on. So,
Right.
I mean, it's unfortunate, but you know what? We're gonna get through it together. Do you want to know something? Again, this is the only time I will be ever okay with hearing with these words. Basically, we are using this build to victory road to build for bound for this hardcore war between, the system and Order 4. Moose has, a proposition, which we'll get into a little bit later.
And Moose is definitely not holding his script in front of him.
Trying to listen to Edward.
There were a couple of moments that he's like, there's two things. One, something, and then like looks down. Number two is it's like
Too many hits.
I mean, former football player will do that to you.
I've compared him to Brock Lesnar in the past.
Ew.
He is TNA.
Yeah.
I know.
Give him a manager to do the talking for him, and he'll be fine.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, so we're gonna talk about these guys a little bit later when we get towards the end of the show when they had their face to face with Order 4. But right now, we gotta talk about this match. So this was the Bound for Glory Call Your Shot Gauntlet, aka all right, who else is on this roster that's here for this taping that doesn't have a match that we can throw in here? So you are unfamiliar with the Call Your Shot. It's basically TNA's version of the Battle Royale. Winner gets a Call Your Shot trophy, which means they can get a championship match anytime, anywhere. But with this match, because this is a Battle Royale qualifier, the real winners and losers of this match are the final two, because the winner of this match gets to enter at number 20, and the loser has to start out at number 1. And the thing with the Call Your Shot Gauntlet, it is intergender, which means men and women, which in this case are men's and knockouts division, do compete at the same time. So let's just jump into it. AJ Francis gets destroyed, which was kind of fun to watch. I was like, dang. I was like, it's fine. Let me see. What else? I was like, yo, Killer Kelly's here. I've missed you. Oh, she's gone. Damn it.
When I saw that, I'm like, God, like, poor, like Killer Kelly, like, sure, her return was like a big hype thing. And then just
It's crazy. Her and Myra Maria are going to have a whole entire wedding on one of the indie wrestling shows in a couple of weeks. I'm going to tune in because I think it's going to be chaotic AF. Anyways, so Killer Kelly, I was like, I love you. Oh, she's gone. I can't believe I'm going to say this with all love. I was just like, you know what? It's kind of crazy to me. My standout was actually Zaya Brookside, and then she got eliminated. I'm like, no. So
I thought it was kind of funny that the final two of the match were two of the people that didn't get entrances.
that's the crazy part. So yeah, so let's just fast forward to that. So the final two of this match, and which means that one of them was going to be our number 20, and our number 1 was Mance Warner, the Southern Psychopath, and Zhang Yang Li, which I was like, anyways. So I was like, ooh, this is going to be great. Even though it was a short exchange, I did appreciate the size difference between those two. Mance is tall as hell.
Yep.
Liang Li is your good martial artist. I love the fact that I was like, ooh, kick him in the face. Ooh, kick him in there. Ooh. I love martial arts. It was a lot of fun. Unfortunately, it was not enough, though, because Mance does eliminate Liang Li. So Mance is entering at number 20, and Liang Li is going to have to run the whole gauntlet, and who knows. Now, because of what happened tonight at Victory Road, I'm very interested to see what is going to go down, to see if she's even going to need to compete in that gauntlet match based on everything, which we'll talk about later. Really quickly, to run back some comments before I get your thoughts on this particular match. Robert coming in personally, this just me. A big man wrestler should not be a faction leader. Going back to Moose. I'm trying to think when a big man being the leader of a faction has worked. Yeah, I can't think of any right now. At least not in TNA anyways.
A big man leading a faction. I don't, there was the only one I can think of, and this is going to be a pretty deep cut. And I'm not even technically sure the faction was around for so short that I'm not even sure you could call a particular leader of it. But the Big Show was the leader of the Union.
Oh, that's right. I forgot that was the thing.
If he wasn't the leader of it, because if I recall correctly, that faction was Foley, Big Show, Test, and Ken Shamrock. So you really have it wasn't never going to be Test. You've got but Test was another big dude. So it's numerically speaking, you've got a 50-50 chance of their leader being a big dude.
So I'm going to have to look that up. But anyway, thanks for the question, Robert. But let's get back into this. I'm actually going to go to you first, Papa. What did you think of this Battle Royale qualifier?
I was disappointed in it. I mean, this one wasn't the worst, but it wasn't the best either. And this one, honestly, this one felt like, all right, let's okay, let me look in the bag, let me shake it, and anything that was caught in the bottom just sort of fell out, and that's what it felt like. I didn't feel like there was any thought to it, no anything, no planning whatsoever.
I will agree with you on all of your points. However, I didn't hate it. Like you said, you were disappointed in it. I was like, I thought it was fine. And once again, that may be because the bar for quality for TNA lately has been in hell. So it just it cleared the bar, and I'm like, it did its job. And honestly, when it comes to matches like Call Your Shot, like I know, AEW does what are the casino gauntlet, Royal Rumble in WWE. Like whenever you have one of these, like, let's get as many people in this match as we can kind of thing, I love the fact that you get some of the people that like aren't used as frequently. And like honestly, I didn't even like, I like AJ Francis, and I didn't mind seeing him just get misted, ganged up, and chucked out. That's what big dudes get, especially when big dude heels that run their mouth. That's what happens to them sometimes. And that's a fine story beat. I was disappointed that Killer Kelly was just sort of like yeeted fairly unceremoniously after not having been on TV since, having not been on TV since, basically she came back. But I like giving an opportunity to some of matches like this to me are an opportunity to get some more screen time for some of the lesser people on the lower down on the card. And it's the potential to take someone from the undercard and elevate them and bring them like a little bit closer to a title, get them a little bit closer to a main event, which is going to create interesting stories. You looked like you had a point.
No.
Okay.
I didn't hate it. I was just disappointed in it.
Sure.
I mean, it was that.
Yeah, it's like
it
you
literally
said,
felt like it was last minute put together.
Sure.
That
it's
was
like you
my
said,
only issue with it, really.
Yeah, it's like you said, we've seen better. I mean, we've also seen worse. But you're right. We have seen better.
I just, for, such a big pay-per-view, this was shitty. I'm sorry. It was.
Okay.
I mean, it was like, it felt unimportant. Let me put it that way.
Yeah.
It felt unimportant. In the past, was it last year's, Mikey? That was huge.
I think so. 2 years ago when we were in, because that's 2 years ago is when Jordan won it. And
yes,
that was
that was so good.
To be fair, that Bound for Glory was also kind of just, again, I think I said it was my favorite pay-per-view 2 years ago, because that was the same pay-per-view where we had that Fatal 4-Way Monsters Ball, which had no right to be great, but we had a hardcore war like ladder match. And then on top of that too, just because TNA at that time wasn't exclusively working with WWE and NXT, we got probably my favorite match of that whole entire card in that year, which was Will Ospreay versus Speedball Mike Bailey in a TNA ring, which I was
my God, that was so
that
good.
was wild. And I was just like, this was before Will Ospreay went full time to AEW. But yeah, those are some crazy times. And it was only 2 years ago. But yeah, last year's Call Your Shot Gauntlet was booty. Like that's the one. Last year is when Frankie won. I was like,
that one was crap.
So
I couldn't remember where it was.
As a newcomer to TNA, let me ask: will there be potentially over the next few weeks, or will there be more like drama storytelling around like what number are you going to get, or is it going to be like talking a little bit more about it? Or
so usually what TNA has done. So usually it depends. 2 years ago, we hyped up the Call Your Shot Gauntlet, where we've got certain wrestlers be like, you know what, I'm gonna win this thing, and so we know a few names, but then everything else is like whatever. Last year, it literally was, okay, who is not on the card tonight? We're gonna throw them in here. And I don't know if I feel like this year is going to kind of be the same, because I'm trying to think. There are going to be 20 people in this match, right? So TNA, I don't think has anybody who is not going to be in a match for, so the system is out. Order 4 is out of the gauntlet. And then again, Indy's out because she has her match at Bound for Glory for the Knockouts title. And then the Hardys are also out too. And then whoever wins tonight for the championship also is probably out. So that means whoever's left in this roster, I'm pretty sure there's maybe possibly enough of TNA stars to make 20. I'm really hoping we get some better surprises. Like last year's surprise was Rhino, and I was like, he was there because he was part of the Hall of Fame induction, which we're going to get into in a little bit because I'm kind of happy. But 2 years ago was the greatest one. And that's because I'm biased as hell. But 2 years ago in the Call Your Shot, we got, even if it was for a little bit, we got the TNA debut of Miss Sunny Kiss, who I love so much. She's great. Love her. So who knows? So I'm pretty sure we'll probably get the same this year. We'll find out, okay, certain wrestlers are definitely being confirmed for this, and then everything else is whatever they decide. As of right now, of course, as we know of this match, Mance is going to be the last one to enter, and then Liang Ling is going to start the whole thing off. And you know what? I would love for her to win this thing and run into the whole gauntlet to win. Because I feel like given what's going on with the Knockouts division, with things being switched around and things getting kind of buck wild, I think Liang Lee holds a spot, strong candidate to be starting to push her up some more, along with Danny Luna. That's my thing though. So yeah, let us move on because we still got some things to talk about. Okay, so usually I'm not the biggest fan of like these very long like pre-tape video cut promos, but honestly, I really like this one. I really did. I was just like, listen, I'm Puerto Rican, and I was like, oof, I love this. This is, previewing a little bit of Mike Santana's journey over the last year or two. We get voicemails from his grandfather who is deceased. We get voicemail from his daughter, and this is like a part one to whatever this is, which I was like, okay. So I know Trick Williams is not going to be scheduled until Bound for Glory, so we got to figure out how we're going to keep Mike Santana in the picture. I'm not the biggest fan of who he's facing at Victory Road tonight, but we'll get there when we get there. But I really enjoyed this. I like this. This is a lot of fun. And you know what? We talked about like the multi-camera angle shot when we had Frankie Kazarian and Jake Something talk in the hallway, like last episode. And I'm like, I need more of these. Like, let's put budget into these things because these are fun. If anyone has any additional thoughts before we move on?
Not really. I liked it actually.
I did too.
Cool.
Yeah, the other one that it kind of reminded me of was Lyra Valkyria's one. Remember that one? That was so good. And it was very similar, sort of on the same, almost, the same sort of
like leading into her
path.
Leading into her match with Becky for the NXT Women's Championship at Halloween Havoc.
Oh, good. This one it reminded me of that. I was like, I thought it was pretty good actually.
So I'm biased. I'm a huge Mike Santana fan.
Yeah.
Again,
Mike's great.
He is. Again, with NXT versus TNA on the horizon, I'm like, please let Mike win this title. We need him to lead Team TNA into that pay-per-view.
Please.
I don't know. We'll see what happens. It's like, Matthew Hardy, you kept messing up your promo and you kept fumbling over your words. I'm like, no. I was like, we did not need for it to go on this long. I have a love-hate relationship, mostly a hate relationship with Mr. Bubba Ray over here.
Yeah.
Devon, you know what? I love me some Devon. Like, preach, brother. Love you. Of course, a big fan of the Hardys. We could have shortened this to like an email and be like, hey, so we're going to have a tables match and it's going to be for the titles. Down. We did not need this whole back and forth.
No, we did not, my God.
There was a point in it that I'm looking at. So, and it was kind of funny because as I'm watching it, I was about to give you points, but never mind. The other one, and I'm sure that the Dudleys are, like, numerically speaking, are the most like decorated tag team of all, like, calling themselves the greatest tag teams of all time. And don't get me wrong, they're certainly up there. They're in the top 10, probably top 5. But like, I'm sitting here thinking like Kofi, Xavier, Big E, Dax, Cash, Mark, and rest in peace Jay all just kind of went, the fuck did you just say?
Yeah, that's, again, I have a love-hate, mostly hate relationship with Bubba. I was just like, listen here, you misogynistic, homophobic ass. I can't. I'm just like, again, we could have condensed this. We could have shortened this to get to what we're getting at Bound for Glory, which is
this promo could have been an email.
It really could have. Papa, any additional thoughts?
Oh my God. I literally walked away, sat in my living room, talked to my husband back, and they were still fucking talking. I'm just like, shut up. I love the Hardys. I do. But I was like, y'all have to stop because, oh my God.
They talked for that long with 2 Dudleys in the ring around a table and no one went through the table.
And the other thing that irritated me is
you have one job.
They gave us false hope because there was a couple of times in that little thing that I thought, oops, someone's about to pick somebody up and throw them through a table.
Yep.
And
Santino, make it Santino. That would, like, he's there for the comic relief. Let the comic relief eat shit.
Either fight or get the hell out of the ring.
Yeah.
I mean, seriously. And I'll send an email out to everybody
I-
about what's going on.
It's one of those, like, TNA they've got to be like real close to like striking a deal with TKO or WWE, because making such a big deal about a contract signing, that's a WWE move. You know, it's
That didn't even happen.
right.
Like,
Right. They didn't even sign the contract. It was like, all we have to do is shake hands. Okay. That takes 10 seconds. Thank you.
and Micah, you know my feelings on talkie. My God.
Oh, and also, I guess the
Oh.
Hardys are winning.
I feel like they kind of have to. Like,
Yeah. They're not going to let this team win the titles when everyone knows one of them's like, no, guys, this is it for me. This is the last one. I'm not doing anymore. I was retired and came back because you guys begged me. So we know the Hardys are going to win.
they have to. If they don't, I'm gonna be like, TNA, we gotta talk. Like,
And that's like, this could have been a non-title match. You could have like made the card for Bound for Glory that much more interesting by putting the titles between Whenever and Bound for Glory, putting the titles on someone besides the Hardys, so you can have a good tag team title match and then have this, nostalgia fest. And guys,
Yep.
that's right. I said the Dudleys. Okay, why don't you broadcast a little bit harder that you don't have to worry about the copyright things of the WWE? Okay.
oh my goodness. I can't. Yeah. So again, it's going to be a tables match for the TNA Tag Team Championships at Bound for Glory between the Hardys and Team 3D. We could have shortened this to 5 minutes. And honestly, we could have had a pre-tape promo. Have a pre-tape sit down. That would have been more effective. Like, that's all we needed, honestly. Moving on.
Speaking of pre-taped promos, this was hilarious to me. Like, don't get me wrong, not a bad promo, not a bad, like heel, like how, dominant we are kind of thing. The moment at the end is what made me laugh. It's like, okay, the system also walks into the room and nothing. That's it. Just like, nope, we're going to stare at each other for a little bit.
So, yeah. I mean,
Wrestling is weird, guys.
to kind of set this up and summarize it, and then Papa, I want to get your thoughts on this.
With a comment like that, I think we have to now.
So, really quickly, because I love it when we get spicy, Papa, here. So, this sets up, Order 4 is running down the system as like the system did earlier, running down. The Order 4 comes into the room. There is some stakes, if you will, to this now, because the match between Moose and Ali now has a stipulation where the winner gets their team the advantage in the hardcore war at Bound for Glory. And then we have a weird stare down. All right. Clear the runway, because here he comes. Papa, I want your thoughts on this, just for shits and giggles.
The day has come where I really don't. I loved Mustafa Ali, and now I don't give a shit. I'm so tired of whatever the fuck this is. It's been going on, and it's dragging on, and the idiots behind him, I'm just like, y'all need something new. Y'all gotta this obviously isn't working for you anymore, because I don't care. I literally don't care.
It
They've
ran
got,
its
Master 4000 in the background.
I feel like we've lost trajectory since after Rebellion. This is the weird thing, right? So initially I was like, okay, I can kind of get behind this. And then leading into Rebellion, which was Ali versus Mike in the, it's like, ooh, okay, this is interesting. Since Rebellion, we've kind of lost the plot with Order 4. We've lost the plot, we've lost the script, we lost the whole damn play. Like, what are we?
That's what I'm saying.
So
I don't care anymore.
yeah,
I used to love it. When he came back in with the whole presidential thing, and he was like full on, just like evil dictator type guy, I was like, this is cool. I love this. And then he got he started to build this faction, and the faction started getting convoluted and stupid. I mean, just stupid. And then Order 4 happens because of everything that happened prior. I don't get it. I don't even care. I literally don't care. I'm just so like, whatever. I don't care if they fight the system. I don't care they could fight monkeys in the parking lot, and I don't give a fuck.
No.
Whoa. Versus monkeys, you say?
Oh no.
Capuchin monkeys, 100 of them. But this, I don't care about. I don't care that they want to fight the system. I don't give a shit. Literally, just pick something new, dude. I don't know. For a while there, I thought he was going to go off on his own and become like this fucking crazy mastermind, like Lex Luthor character, and he didn't. And I'm like, I would have loved that, but this, I don't even know. Whatever.
Yeah, wrestling is a fickle mistress. It's like it's crazy. Anyways, yeah. So we got Victory Road happening right now. And then, this is building towards Bound for Glory, which is like in 3 weeks. So I was like, okay, main event time. Frankie Kazarian and Jake Something taking on our TNA International Champion Steve Macklin and returning to a TNA ring in almost 10 years. And Miss Anderson. And I was just like, damn, it's been 10 years? Holy hell. What has my life been?
Yeah, and we can tell.
What was the point of it?
Because we were in the city that Mr. Anderson is in, and so, why not, I guess.
Because that's stupid. I mean, the only good thing about this whole match was watching Jake Something. That was about it.
Let me ask something, because here's the thing with Mr. Anderson here. So I was not watching wrestling at all when he showed up in WWE as Mr. Kennedy. In fact, one of the last things I remember seeing in wrestling before I stopped watching back in the early to mid 2000s was him coming in and doing the whole Kennedy ... Kennedy thing. And obviously he has kept this going with as Mr. Anderson. How in the fuck did that get over? Like, I remember watching that on WWE and being like, wow, that gimmick is going to get old real fucking fast. And it was probably one of the things that contributed to me stopping, not watching wrestling for a good long time. But it's like, yeah, it's a dumb gimmick. Although I will admit, I will concede a point. Like, and I'm okay with the whole doing his own ring announcement thing. He has a good voice. He has that good announcer's voice, and that works for him. And that's good. I did appreciate Steve Macklin getting on the chair, and that was cute. I'm golf clap for that. But yeah, like, it's in the ring in a decade, and to paraphrase a great Nicolas Cage meme, you don't say.
Can I also point something out about this match too?
Please do.
Like, I'm not saying it was better, like super better than their last encounter, but I'm gonna be so for real. We could have taken, like, Frankie and Mr. Anderson were kind of non-existent for a good chunk of this match, which was kind of weird to say. Why was this encounter better than the original Jake Something and Steve Macklin title fight that we got like at the last pay-per-view? Like, what was the tag team match? And how was this better than their championship fight at a pay-per-view last month? What the hell, TNA? What are we doing? So I'm like, that's what got me. I'm like, I'm so pissed. This is a little bit, this is better than what we got between these two of them and Emergence. What are we doing?
I didn't even understand the pairing up of these two. Like, why are we here again?
We fast forward to them being on the same page. Like, we saw that. Like, I thought we were going to have weeks of Jake finding himself, like, just becoming slowly Nah. After one talk from Frankie, he's like, okay, I'm going to be with you. I'm like, what the hell, Jake? Like,
I did notice his thigh bandage slipped during the match.
You saw Goku
showed up.
Pop it up?
Oh yeah, no, not just his hair. It was like you could see the whole tat. Like, like who was there, full Super Saiyan.
Just let the man have it out. Like, come on now.
That's like, okay. I would like Jake, if you're listening, this is what we'd like. Go ahead, finish up this thing that you're doing with Frankie. But we need Jake Something to be the wrestling equivalent of Travis Willingham.
Oh my God.
Just giant nerd, total himbo. Like,
so I'm telling you, low end barbarian.
Exactly.
We love those. And I kid you not. Remember, we had this conversation too, because my introduction to Jake when he was this stupid, funny comedy, big himbo character too. Like, I explained it and everything. I was like, I like that Jake. I want him back a little bit. Just have him be a nerd and be funny. Like, it's great. You know what? To be perfectly honest, if we pair him and the Hometown Man together, I'm sold. Just give it to me right now.
Oh my God, that would be fantastic.
I want Jake Something. I want there to, like, actually, okay, this is the program I want. Frankie Kazarian and Jake Something, keep their tag team thing going. Keep them working together. And at some point, like, they're trying to, like, hype each other. Like, Frankie's like, all right, this is where we're going into this match. It's going to be a tough one. And then Jake's is like, all right, we're going to go Super Saiyan on him. Yeah. And then walks off. And Frankie's just like, super what?
You know what?
And then over the next like couple of weeks, have him start doing stuff like, all right, I'm going to hit him with a +5 Vorpal slam.
I think Jake Something and the Hometown Man would be brilliant. I think it would be brilliant.
Oh my gosh, please. Listen, we need more comedy in wrestling. I'm not even gonna lie.
I agree.
Hometown Something.
Yes. Sell that merch right now. Like, so good. Anyways, so Macklin and Mr. Anderson win this match. They're in the ring celebrating as TNA goes off at the air. Again, not a bad episode of TNA. Again, we pulled the bar from hell to the floor, but not a bad episode. And I was like, this was pretty good. Oh, wait, this was the go home episode for Victory Road, huh? Damn. Okay. Well, so by my crazy things happen in 24 hours. I'm just put it right there. I
Yes.
was like, okay, be in Canada. It's going to be fun. So let's get into it as well. I mean, so I was like, okay, nothing crazy can happen. And then my friend gave me news, and I'm like, well, shit, that throws a lot of work on my end. But let's just get into this. So let me send this out to both of y'all. So if you are new here to BC WrestlePod Radio, I'm going to send it through Discord for you. Papa, I sent it into a text message to you. So, alrighty.
Like
So,
just now?
yeah, just now. I sent it now. Did you get it?
Yeah, I got it.
You are new to BC WrestlePod, and you're like, what are you doing right now? Well, we like to have fun here, and we have a predictions league. We have 4 predictions leagues going on for all the major US feds. That includes WWE, NXT, TNA, and AEW. Of course, we here at TNA have decided that the loser, or possibly all of us, because it's a bitchin' idea, somebody has to dress up as either Broken Matt Hardy or Jeff Hardy at the end of the prediction season. But honestly, I feel like we all should, because it's great, because I think it would be fun. But definitely the loser will have to do a week or 2 of reviews in the cosplay. So it's going to be fun. So we are here to do our predictions for Victory Road, which is currently happening right now. But there's also been a lot of changes. So I'm going to have to. So I had to do some major overhaul at the last minute to try to update this as best as I can, because a lot of things have gone on in 24 hours. So we are going to get through our predictions as best as we can. So let us begin with the countdown show, which, we got to watch on here. So our countdown show is, lo and behold, like I said at the beginning of this episode, I was like, Leon's got a match, but the other 3 are going to be here on some capacity. And boy, howdy, here we are. So this is just a showcase of some sort. It's a triple threat: Cedric Alexander versus Trey Miguel versus Zachary Wentz. No stakes, just these 3 just fighting. And I'm just like, I think this match is going to be fun. But also, how dare you make me choose?
Oh, right.
This one's tough. I am actually between these 3. So Cedric Alexander versus Trey Miguel versus Zachary Wentz. I'm going to go with Trey with this one. I feel that, Trey's back. I think Leon versus Trey is probably going to be coming down the line in sub capacity. I think one of these 3 are definitely going to be in the title contention, because somebody has to face Leon at Bound for Glory, right? So I'm sitting here and I'm like, okay, I think so. Zach has already kind of got a shot at it. Cedric already recently got a shot at it at Emergence. So I'm going with Trey. I think he wins. We get some sort of like contendership match. Or you know what? If we want to bring Ultimate X for Bound for Glory, let's do it. But I'm going with Trey on this one. I think he wins this one. So anyways, Radio, I'm going to come to you first. Who you picking to walk out as winner in the countdown?
Countdown show. Like I said, I think with the, I want to see a Rascals heel turn. So, I mean, heads, it's Trey, tails, it's Zach.
Cool. Papa, who you got?
I literally eeny, meeny, miny, mowed it and went with Zach.
I love that so much. Alrighty, so we got Radio and Papa going with Zach. I have picked Trey. And yeah, so moving on to the main card. This is a weirdly built main card, I'm not going to lie. Even with the changes that have happened in the last 24 hours, this is still a weirdly built card. So let's talk about this. We are randomly getting this match, the hometown and Matt Cardona versus just cause I was just like, because Matt Cardona has beef with the Nemesis, and so does Hometown Man. I'm gonna be so for real, right? So I don't think this is gonna be the last time we see these 4 fight it out in the next couple of weeks. So because we are kind of starting this feud, I'm gonna go with the Nemesis on winning this bout, because I think Hometown Man and Matt Cardona are gonna get the lick back in the next time they Nemesis. So yeah, I got Nemesis. Papa, I'm gonna come to you first. Who you got?
Nope. I can never go with the Nimitz. I'm going to go with Hometown Man and Matt Cardona. Ryan Nimitz
Okay,
gets on my
fair point.
everlasting
Radio.
gay nerves.
I am similarly going with Hometown Man and Matt Cardona, mainly because Nick Nemeth makes for a great underdog lovable loser, and Ryan Nemeth is just a fucking loser.
Man. Once again, I'm the odd man out. If I remember last year too, actually, yeah, no, I do remember this, and Papa, you'll remember this too. Victory Road really screwed me last year too.
It really did.
Emergence and Victory Road screw me over every single year. This is so nuts. I do pretty well everywhere else, but Victory Road and Emergence screw me over so much every single year. I mean, this year has not been my year for TNA predictions, because normally I have a good feel on things, but I was like, now I'm doubting my prediction abilities, because Papa is in first in the predictions league. And I was just like, no, I'm just kidding.
I really don't know how that's possible. Literally.
I think you made some selections. I was just like, yeah, I should have went with that instead, but it is what it is. So yeah, I've gone with the two Wills here. Will Squared went with Hometown Man and Matt Cardona. Moving on to our next match. Oh God. I was like, I hate the build for this match. I hate that we're getting it here. I refuse to pick
But
Eric Young.
Eric Young looks so happy in that picture.
He needs to go away. Burn it with fire. I'm going. He's hands down going with Joe Hendry. There is
Of
no
course I'll have
way.
to go with Joe Hendry. That's
There is no way Eric.
Eric, that picture though, that's like, I know he's going for psycho. It's not landing. That's just like, guys, I'm so excited to be in a match. I'm on victory road.
That's his O face, you guys.
To me, it looks more like in my mouth, guys. In my mouth.
Late enough or far enough into it, but I was just like, yeah, Eric Young is too excited in my opinion. But Joseph, you better win because if
Damn right he
not,
better.
I don't know what's happening. And I mean, let's be all the way 100. Like, we know eventually Joe's contract with TNA is ending pretty soon, or at least by the end of this year, beginning of next year. We all know where he's going next. So I'm just like, just let him go out on his own terms. But please, for the love of everything that is good in professional wrestling, or at least what's left of it, there is no way in hell Eric Young wins this one. Because if he does, I might have to fight somebody.
A thought just occurred when you said we all know where he's going, and he's obviously going to WWE. Like, a thought just crossed my mind. Can you imagine him in AEW? Given the and not even just like his style doesn't necessarily mesh with AEW's like in the grand scheme of things. But you know what does mesh with AEW? AEW's willingness to pay for licensed music. We could get more Joe Hendry parodies if he went to AEW. Like, they'd be fine with it. It's like, yeah, no, we'll pay for like a karaoke version of, whatever song you want to parody. Go for it, Joe. This makes money. This draws people.
Tony Khan literally paid for the Final Countdown, and that bitch was expensive. I was just like, he paid for the Final Countdown, which is so expensive.
He has finally started paying for Tarzan Boy again.
Yes. And then, of course, just because it was hilarious at Forbidden Door, we got bot.
Exactly. It's like, dude is willing to pay.
Didn't we also get Enter Sandman at one point, too, for Sting? Like,
Seek and Destroy.
There we go. Seek and
Different
Destroy.
Metallica song.
Sorry.
You should be. How dare you? Nah.
You know what? Piss off. Nah, I'm just kidding. I love your radio. It's all good. But yeah, there is no way in hell Eric Young wins this one. Joseph, you need to win because I'll fight somebody. It was on site. So I mentioned how I hate this. Yeah, Mike Santana. Yeah. So Papa also, I hate this for Ridge Holland and Mike. I hate it for both of them. I hate it for both of them. I'm just like,
I mean, it sucks, but I have to go with my boy, Mike.
Yeah, this is an easy win. I swear to God, if Mike loses, I'm gonna be like,
I would be like, burn this place down.
I was like, there is no way in hell he's losing.
If Ridge Holland wins, put it this way, if Ridge Holland wins, I might have to leave this show because it is the definitive sign that TNA is getting bought by WWE, and I'm not playing WWE's game. So
no. Well, it was nice having it. No, I was kidding. This is easy. Mike is going to win. There's no doubt in my mind. Absolutely not. Yeah. So moving on, though, we got this match, which has the added stipulation that the winner gets for their team in Hardcore War. This is easily predictable for me. Ali's winning this one because I think the system wins the Hardcore War at Bound for Glory. So I think I got Ali winning this one.
I just don't care. It's like,
is there an abstain option?
I mean, I literally am just like, I could care less about this match. I mean, I hate that, but
so while Papa does that radio,
I'm going with Ali just because I think I like him better as an in-ring performer.
That's also fair, Bob.
I guess I'll go.
Your first place is on the line. No, just kidding.
I need to think about, okay, who do I hate more at this point in time? So I think I hate Moose more because he's still part of the system, and I absolutely fucking hate the system.
Go with Ali then.
I guess I'm going with
yeah. All right. So we all got Ali for this one. Okay. So next up. Oh, wait. I forgot to take that out. This is happening on TNA television because of all the things that went down at Victory Road. So this don't count no more, which is unfortunate.
So we should take a second and talk about what happened, though, because we don't have to talk about like the iffier details. Enough outlets have talked about what's happened with
everything. Yeah. So here's the thing. We are going to talk about what happened with Ash, but I'm going to save it for the next slide because I got the updated graphic for that one. But listen, I'm going with Macklin just because I cannot have, I don't know if I'm ready for Franklin to win a championship again. Franklin. Franklin.
Not in his current iteration. Be a bad choice for them to give it to Frankie right now.
I think I did the same thing on my selection, which I already submitted. So I can't remember if what I just said matches up with what I submitted.
It's all good. Okay, so now let's talk about everything that happened. So we
Yes.
move on. So okay, so this listen. So this is all brand new for all of us. Well, I mean, I saw it earlier, but still. So let me run this down, right? So anybody who's been on the internet the last 48 hours knows that TNA is launching an investigation into everything that's happening behind the scenes with a certain, like text thread that got released about one of their knockouts. So because of that, we weren't going to get our knockouts championship match. It was like, okay. Then my friend updated me with a news report about what's going on down at Victory Road as I was preparing for the show. And I can't find exactly what or why or for what reason, but Ash appeared in the ring with Santino and TNA president Carlos Silva. She was all teary-eyed, like not in character. She thanked the audience. She said that this was really hard for her, but she's been very proud to make her way through TNA to hold this championship for the last year and a half. But unfortunately, she has to vacate the title, which was a big shock to me when I read that report. I was like, oh my God, what is happening in the knockouts division right now?
Seriously.
Like literally in the last 48, 72 hours, like things have gotten topsy-turvy and things are getting buck wild. So what ended up happening, according to the report that I read, Ash vacates the title. Don't know what it is, but regardless, like as much, and that's the whole gimmick. But hot damn, if I don't have a soft spot for her because Ash is one of the first interviews that we were able to get for this whole podcast. She's a sweetheart, Papa also has a signed picture of her that I grabbed from him when I interviewed her. So lovely. And she's been really, really fun to watch the last year and a half. So whatever the reasoning is, I am hoping to see Ash return at some point. I think she is great, which also tells me I think I know how that tag team championship match might go for next week's Thursday episode, but who knows? But so the end result is that Santino gets the title back from Ash. The crowd is actually very supportive of Ash, except in the video that I watched of the report, like the dudes in the back, I wanted to fight them. I was like, stop doing the V trigger with your tongue and the V symbol up in the background, you little nerds. That's gross. Don't do that. Anywho, so Santino announced that we were going to have a knockouts battle royale and the final two would later on be competing. So, of course, spoiler alert, the final two in this battle royale includes TNA's own Liang Li and NXT's Kalani Jordan. And when I saw this graphic, I was just like, why you gotta make me choose? Why you gotta make... So here's the thing, right? I know, and we don't, like, we're trying to protect TNA from NXT, but if there was anybody on that women's roster that me and Papa here have fallen in love with, just how talented she is, and she actually is a good wrestler, unlike some other champions that are currently in NXT right now, Kalani Jordan is probably at the top of her game. Her and Sol Ruka are dominating this women's division. So it's so fun.
Kalani Jordan deserves the fucking title.
Which leads me into this. So we know Indy is getting her shot at Bound for Glory, right? So because she is getting that shot, so I'm actually going to go with Kalani to hold this championship for this one, which also will probably play into the TNA versus NXT thing. And you know what? I'm less mad at if Kalani is holding it than I was when JC held it.
I'm going to side with Lee on this one, I think. And I mean, I'll be honest, part of that has to do with the fact that I've never seen Kalani Jordan in the ring. I will take your guys' word for the fact that she is great, but I've just never seen it. Also, my other reasoning for it is that TNA just got the women's side, the knockouts title back from JC Jane. So I don't think they would backtrack like that this quickly. You know what I mean?
Fair. Alrighty. So we are 1-1. I gone with Kalani. Radio has gone with
Kalani. You know that.
Okay.
You know that. That's like...
But again, it's like, you know what? I'll be okay either way. Again, they're making the best of a really crappy situation. Losing Masha and Ash in the same week is kind of nuts. So we got, thankfully. And again, this is where I'm hoping that now we can start pushing some of the other TNA Knockouts women who are on this roster up a little bit more. So we shall see what happens with this. I will say, though, I am looking forward to this match because I know both of them are great. So this should be a really solid and a really fun match for sure. And then, like I said during the middle of our review, This is going to be main eventing Victory Road, which makes me super excited. I was just like, Black Excellence, just putting it out there. We are getting our TNA X Division Championship on the line in the main event. Leon Slater, the youngest in charge, who, guys, he is turning 20 years old, like tomorrow, I think. I was just like, oh my God, he literally is the youngest in charge. I'm like, holy hell. But Leon's.
And in that moment, radio evaporated into a cloud of dust and just.
Oh, no. So I've had this happen to me twice this week, right? That was the first one. Finding that Leon's 19. I knew he was young, but damn, 19 is crazy. You want to know what radio is? When I learned this fact, and I said it in front of, my co-host, JBL, when we were reviewing All Out Toronto this past week, when we were specifically talking about Takeshita and Mascara Dorada's triple threat. Mascara, 23 years old. And I'm like, that one hurt me. I was like, oh God, he's only 23 and this is nuts. He's crazy. So crazy good. We're old, you guys. This is crazy out here.
Yep.
I don't know where did my life go wrong? But anyways,
You got plenty of it. You got
honestly,
plenty of
I'm
it
really
left. More of it than either of us.
very true. But so knock on wood though, because who knows what's going to go down. I'm actually really excited about this match. Of course, I love Leon Slater. We all love Leon here. I am familiar with Myron's independent wrestling work. He is also very good as well. I mean, he bagged Killer Kelly as a bonus, and both of them are also fantastic. So that is I think this is going to be a really fun one because I also hope that this is a good coming out like singles wise for Myron because he's been with the Rascals. He filled in for Trey when he was out. So I'm really hoping this solidifies Myron outside of the smoke cloud that is the Rascals as well. Yeah. Anyways, I'm going with Leon here. There's no way he's losing this championship so soon.
Yeah, he's going to be a dominant X Division champ for a good while, I think.
I agree.
So, but yeah, that brings us to the end of our Victory Road predictions, which is crazy because I'm going to post these predictions tomorrow and they're going to be like, but the pay-per-view already happened. Shut up. I was like, TNA, I love you, but we got to can we stop doing Friday pay-per-views? Because that's when we review our show. And I would actually like to get this up on time, but it is what it is. So, but that's going to be it for us here at TNA this week. This was a very interesting episode to say the least, and predictions were fun. As always, gentlemen, I appreciate you being here because whether it's good or bad, mostly been bad the last couple of weeks, I honestly love starting my weekend off right with my TNA crew, and y'all make this worthwhile. So thank you for being here. I had a good time.
Was Matt Hardy was he not going up against AJ Francis?
Penthouse. They're doing the Penthouse segment.
Is that what it is? I just remember reading it and I was like, wait, did we not talk about them?
Not gonna lie, I did see that led to a match actually tonight. That led to a tables match. Actually.
Oh, Matthew all the way then.
Oh yeah, I would go Matt too because I want to see AJ get his ass handed to him. But
yeah, no, and that's
I was reading, I was looking up that stuff I saw that it had said something about them, and I was like, oh, okay, but we didn't talk about it, so I was like, oh, maybe they took it off. I was like,
yeah, Victory Road has had a lot of changes in the last 24 hours, which we have seen, but we will be here next Friday to review Victory Road, and then we are 2 weeks out from Bound for Glory, which I think I asked you this. Radio, are you going or no? I don't remember if we talked about
I have not bought tickets yet. Tickets today, and they are still available. Even some pretty good, the floor seats are still available, which is kind of cool. And at a reason, they may just seem reasonable because WWE just announced how much they're charging for WrestleMania tickets. But the prices seemed reasonable.
You're not going to have to sell your arm, leg, soul, dignity, and whatever else you got left in that tank. We'll talk afterwards because if you're going to go, I want to send you with some fun money. So we'll talk afterwards.
All right. It's one of those things. I have PAX Unplugged coming up, and I pretty solid. I won't say desperately, but I should replacing it. I need a new computer pretty soon.
Gotcha.
It's kind of a priority. It is a fairly decent priority.
Got it.
Wrestling tickets may not be in the cards, but
very fair. Hey, we'll talk afterwards. But anyways, speaking of upcoming events, let's go into what the remaining week looks like for VC WrestlePod because thank God after this crazy week, I get a break tomorrow kind of from wrestling stuff because the only things left we got going on this week on Sunday include our WWE review. And then I will be here at 6 p.m. Pacific to do a MLW watch along for Fury Road, which is the next show for MLW, which is leading into their next big show next weekend in Slaughterhouse. So that should be a lot of fun. And yeah, it's been a really busy week. It's been an up and down week. Started off the week with a shitty WrestlePalooza review, which I had a great time though, just clowning it. And then going into an awesome all-out Toronto and then CMLL Aniversario. By the way, this is why I love CMLL. I know this is not an official review, but it is free on YouTube. Y'all need to go watch the crossover that CMLL just did with Pokemon. That is the two biggest nerddoms for me. They literally had like wrestlers dress up as Pokemon. Mystico came out as Halucha. It was crazy. It is free on YouTube on CMLL. Like, it is great. Oh, yes.
They need to do more of that.
That was literally we all remember we also had CMLL for a little bit. We literally had a Mexican candy become incarnate as a
Yes.
wrestler for like a couple months. It was great.
Oh my god, it was fantastic.
But yeah, TNA needs to I want TNA to bring back the sticky 80s pay-per-view that they did where everyone dresses up as a different character and it's just
Oh my God,
ridiculous.
it was
Anyways,
so-
so I am super excited. We got Victory Road review next Friday, and then a couple weeks later, at least I will be doing a watch along for TNA Bound for Glory, and whoever else can join me. I'm going to talk to the boys because I have to look at the schedule. I think that when I originally planned the review for Bound for Glory may or may not be happening, but we're going to talk about it afterwards. You got to get up on out of here, but thank you so much for tuning in. I look forward to seeing all of you this Sunday, whether it's for WWE or for the MLW watch along. But we got to leave out here. It's getting late. So thank you so much, from the bottom of our hearts for all of us here at BC Wrestle Pod. Remember, take care of yourself, love one another, stay Bi-Conic, and more importantly than anything, you always deserve to finish your story. We'll see you later on Sunday for a double dose of review and watch along goodness. But until then, this is adios. And until next time, peace.
Thank you so much for tuning in to another Vibe Tribe production. What's going to happen next time? Well, you're going to have to tune in to find out. But until then, remember, take care of yourself, love one another, and as always, make sure that you keep the good times rolling. Thank you for being here, and we'll see you next time.